Today is February 13th, and the Yankees have arrived in spring, but Stroman hasn't. Let's talk Yanks.
No lies, yelling.
No lies.
No lies.
Where are you going to go?
Hey. And slot.
Yeah, he's got something coming out. Hello. Hello. Welcome to Talkin Yanks. My name's Jimmy. His name's Jake. BBD's here. It's brought to you by SeatGeek. We're at the Warehouse Studios recording after a long day of filming in the office or the warehouse. My brain's fried. Jake.
A little bit of chicken fried. James Davis, everyone tuning in. Let me be the first to wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
And subscribe to the channel. It helps.
Thank you.
The Yankees have reported. Why don't you guys report to Talkin Yanks? Yeah, we got a little bit of Stroman drama, which I guess has been building because we've been on and we just didn't know what level it was at. Because I think the last we spoke, it was kind of, yeah, you know, Marcus Stroman, we've got no problems with Stroman, and that's becoming a thing. And then, I mean, I think a little AL East, Bregman signed with the Red Sox, which, you know, they were a threat anyways. And now they feel very real. And I guess there were some Yankee fans that still had a Bregman dream, which that had left.
That was bizarre.
That had left. But he's a Boston Red Sox. So, yeah, I mean, as far as reporting to spring training goes, I think we already got the injuries, right? Like Jake the Rake Cousins is banged up.
It's basically the only one that, seems like it'll have an impact on opening day at this moment.
Tim Hill's 35. That's my only other update.
Just turned?
I had him
Yes.
32.
Oh.
Just turned.
We just got a quote from Loizaga. I'll share that later.
Whoa!
I'll share that later in the
You're
show.
teasing that.
You'd
I'm
like the
tease
quote.
the Loizaga quote. I didn't love it, but you'd like it.
Okay. Well, before we get there,
Joe's McFly liked it.
Why don't people? Did he actually?
He's the one that said it to me. He didn't say it with any infliction of a feeling that he emoted after reading it. He just kind of spoke the news to me.
SeatGeek. Why don't you guys go to SeatGeek? Maybe go down to Tampa, see some spring training. The MLB season is right around the corner. Or if you kind of like the build-up, maybe you don't spring training. Part of me would respect that. Because we're kind of too deep in spring training that there's a time when it's like, can I tap out for a little bit? So maybe you can go see a Kendrick Lamar concert. That's in there. And you can save 10% off at SeatGeek with code YANKS2025. YANKS2025. They have tickets to everything. They're SeatGeek. Like, this is, I don't know if they like this. I haven't checked in. But they're SeatGeek. Like, that's it. Like, I shouldn't have to upsell you from there. They're SeatGeek. They've got tickets to anything that has a seat. And you get 10% off when you use code YANKS2025. That's Yanks, like the team, 2025, like the year, at SeatGeek. Download the app, 10% off.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, this time of spring is interesting for me because a lot of the press conferences we're getting are fodder.
Yeah.
Some of them are interesting. We're not getting the real ones yet. That comes more when the playing time and they can't dance as much because now you're actually going to see stuff in action. No major injuries is good. Sorry to Jake the Rake Cousins. I had him on my list of trusted relievers. He was like fifth.
Yeah.
Not to be rude, he's... Okay, this is rude.
That sounds so rude.
I don't want this to come off as rude. Jake Cousins is a perfect start the year on the IL. An extra guy gets to make the team. We'll see a Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And someone else is hurt by then. Bada bing, bada boom. No roster transactions. So, again, horribly rude. And I wouldn't actually say that near Jake Cousins because he's a professional athlete. But we can work with that.
Yeah.
Someone can make the team.
That's all. Someone can, someone will. I don't know who. Brubaker?
He's already on.
What do you want to start with the two big news, Stroman or Bregman?
I think Stroman.
Stroman is not at camp. He reported for his physical. He's in Tampa, and then he no-showed 2 days in a row. Is this where you have the quote? Or
I do have a quote from Boone on Heyman's show.
Right.
That I guess we can play now if you'd like.
Stroman, I know this is a little dangerous. I read it on Twitter that he unfollowed the Yankees
I
and
know
some
this is a
social
little
media.
dangerous,
You know,
John.
obviously we know it's out there that the Yankees have been looking at potential trades for him.
The unfollow, though, was like a standard scrub that he does that was actually very
pause.
coincidental.
what? The first part was about unfollowing?
Unfollowing the Yankees.
He unfollowed the
media.
Yankees on social media.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Why?
Which part? Which side? I don't know which side you're more frustrated about. Stroman, Boone, or Heyman.
Everyone but Boone.
Okay.
Like, I blows my mind. I looked at my Instagram and I was, damn, I follow a lot of people that I probably don't like care about anymore.
Right.
And I clicked on followers and I started like thinking, and I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, it's an algorithm. Like,
Right.
who cares? So unfollowing someone out of pettiness is pathetic. And it's so like pathetic that like a professional journalist asking Boone about it is double pathetic.
I see what you're saying.
That can't be real storylines.
I see what you're saying, but
Stroman unfollowed the Yankees.
it very much is.
Boone should just be like, next.
Right.
Like, Boone, like, that's crazy. Who gives a fuck?
Well, it's a sign that Stroman's not happy. It's like part of the
I think
data
the
sample.
question he was getting to was more about like the unhappiness or is it awkward, but it's a weird thing to cite even among that.
But the thing is,
It's
because
pathetic,
like a
I
real
agree.
interview.
because LeBron does 0 dark 30, all athletes do it. All the players block and unfollow us during the season.
Yeah,
and
but
then
that's
undo
different.
it at the end.
If LeBron unfollowed the Lakers tonight, that would be a massive story.
That's pathetic.
But it's true.
It's literally
that
MySpace
is
top 8
pathetic
friends.
too,
Yeah, but it's your employer.
It's pathetic on all parts.
It's
sad.
pathetic for
I think
society,
we've discussed it,
but
too
it's
much.
sending a message.
Ugh. We got to be some kind of loser to think that's a message.
Anyway, go
It
ahead.
is.
Okay, well, he did. I guess he did. That's confirmation. He did unfollow the Yankees.
Oh,
It doesn't-
what are we doing? All right, him not showing up at camp is good. I'm interested in that. Do we have quotes on that? Does it get there?
So there's another minute of this video.
It doesn't look good to me, but from a distance. But how is
From
he?
a
Have you
distance.
talked to
From a
him yet?
distance.
To me, he's in a really good spot. It is what it is, the situation, right? There's obviously been a lot of noise around it. I'm sure on some level he's heard that and gets that. I had a very good talk with him this morning after physicals. He and I have a very good relationship. I feel like he is in a good mental place. I feel like he's physically ready to go, acknowledging, some awkwardness with where does he slot in this life. The reality is I'm getting him ready to go. We're such a long way away from now and opening day. And for example, last season, we were remarkably healthy in our starting rotation. That said, we still needed someone at the start of the year when Cole was down. You needed another guy when Clark Schmidt went down. Things happen. Most teams go into the year with 6, 7, 8 that hopefully can play a real role as a real starting pitcher. Reality is he's still very good. He's still very capable. And I know he's ready to go. We'll attack everything as the spring and as the season unfolds.
So what'd you get from that?
Nothing. Let's move on.
Okay.
There's nothing here.
Stroman not showing up the past 2 days is something.
Yeah, it's they're trying to trade him
Yes.
openly.
Yes.
Like I think there are
So
people
Boone,
like can't believe Stroman's skipping out. Like he might very well have like the Yankees sign off on like go away a few days.
no, he has to show up in like 2 days. It's mandatory.
I believe the
It's not
quote I saw out
mandatory
there
yet.
was February 22nd is the mandatory day, so he
yeah.
has some time.
They're trying to trade him like actively. So like I don't know, it's a tough spot for him to be in. Like obviously you want to be a good teammate and just here. And a lot of professional players talk about like Tom Brady did this talking about Giants Daniel Jones. It's like you honor your contract. Like teams paid you millions of dollars. So some athletes have said, and fans think like this is bullshit and petty and all that. If he doesn't show up for the mandatory days or he's like there and pouting, he doesn't have to be there yet.
Right.
So, like, you're trying to trade him.
Yeah.
Get ahead of that. Boone's saying, like, we need him as a 6. Like, well, should have got ahead of that. Seems like he didn't get that message.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's something to, and this kind of ties to our guy Nolan Arenado a little bit. Like, if you no show at all, and you've been the center of trade rumors most of the offseason. I think there's some there. I guess there's some he showed up for his physical, which, again, maybe there's something for that to being traded. But also, I guess for me, and again, not a professional athlete, similar to Stroman's height, but I would say, like, you kind of need to get into your pitching and throwing routine. Like, if you're going to come down to Tampa,
I would bet he's doing that, just on the side with his own guys, as if he's a free agent. That's what Boone said. Like, he's healthy. I know that he's in shape and he's pitching.
right?
He's just not going to, like, these days at camp are just like, kind of like orientation days at college. If you know you're transferring in a week, you're not going to go to the orientation days.
Right.
But once it starts going on your record that you missed class, then you're going to show up.
if Clark
he's
Schmidt
out.
if Clark Schmidt has a forearm strain tomorrow, you're the fifth starter.
It seems like he needs that reassurance. Like, they should have. Booney's like, yeah, I'll tell him he's part of this team. What? I can't get too hot about it either way.
So if he's not there for the 22nd, you're more interested.
Yes.
Okay.
And at that point, I'm like, oh, he's like, it's a mute.
I have it as a little bit of the same.
Well, he would get, like, cut. I think there's, like, replications to that.
It's like the
I think you get
fine
fined.
system.
I don't think you get cut.
fine.
I don't know what
There's
the exact
there's
penalty
something
is,
that,
but-
yeah, I don't know if you get taken off the whatever. But yeah, I thought it was going to be worse. And if we get Stroman quotes, then it can really be worse. There's not much here.
Right. I
They're
think it's-
actively trying to trade him.
I think there wasn't information on where it fully stood. And now we have it. Stroman's not showing up. Boone's quotes with John Heyman are as far as Boone's going to go to talk about a situation.
My response was Boone filled that. He filibustered that answer. That was most of my, like, that was so much of nothing from Boone.
Yeah, but we've gotten pretty good at speaking Boone. That was
Him saying it's awkward means, because at first, when they said, yeah, he's not here, he's in Tampa, he's around, with Matt Blake's quote, I was like, I hope this isn't like a personal leave. Seems the Yankees know about it, and he shows up in a couple days, and now it's been turned into this. Boone has confirmed it's this. It's an awkward situation where he's on the move. He didn't make the postseason roster, and they traded for a starting pitcher, so he's out of the rotation, and they're trying to move him. So either, like, if didn't pitch, not in the rotation, not in the starting five anymore because they added a guy.
right.
So, like, I mean, he's got to not be happy about his situation.
Definitely.
Boone, I don't have audio of this, but he had more quotes to ESPN. He said, Yankees manager Aaron Boone had an idea that Stroman would miss workouts on Wednesday and Thursday after speaking with the pitcher earlier in the week because Stroman was there and did his physical on report day. Boone said he was in communication with Wednesday night and Thursday morning. I'm not going to speak for him, Boone said. You can ask him for the reasons. I want him here, obviously, but you also have to respect the rules that are set up. I believe that rule, meaning, like, he doesn't have to be here till the 22nd.
Right.
Yeah. His teammates probably aren't going to like this. Because there was reports that when Joey Gallo was known to get traded, he packed his bags before getting traded, and the clubhouse and locker room were like, that's fucking bullshit, dude.
Right.
You're leaving us before it's official. But I get, like, Gallo's side of that one, too. Like, they're publicly saying you're going to move.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I think this is where the Yankees org, it's the whole being professional and, like, you know, if we get a Judge quote on this tomorrow and he's like, you know, Marcus was great for us last year and, you know, he's dealing with his own business and we respect him and we, you know, hell, I'd love to see that guy here, but you know, Marcus is doing his thing and we respect that for him. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. It's interesting. It's of note, but it's not like.
Well, and I think
they're trying to trade him. So
they're trying to trade him, and I don't know where the market is. There's a couple veteran pitchers that are still out there that would probably be in the 8 to 10 million range. I could be wrong. Like Jose Quintana's still a free agent, and he was really good down the stretch last year for the Mets. I think John Means, like a couple other guys you can dream of that I wonder what they're looking for contract-wise, that it's like, okay, would I rather trade with the Yankees? How much are they going to eat? Or I could just sign one of these cats. So I guess that's the thing that's more in my head about this story is we've assumed Stroman trade destinations, and there's
not a lot.
Nothing that jumps off the board.
And I kind of was in on him being the sixth starter because injuries happen. Stroman didn't hear that. He didn't listen to that episode.
He didn't listen to that.
Because if he did, he would have got the whole message Boone was saying he was going to send earlier, and he was showed up happy.
Right.
Probably not, though, because he doesn't want to be the sixth man. He wants to be in the rotation.
He wants to be a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Because with a normal defense, he probably had a very similar year to Marcus Stroman. They got the contract he got.
Do you think the Arenado stuff and the Stroman stuff, like, they obviously offered it. I don't think the Cardinals really need Stroman. The money would have to really work. I'm trying to find this quote that we overheard in the room by the Cardinals saying they're not likely to move him anymore.
Yeah, I know they're.
Find it. I want to read.
Yeah, it's from Mozeliak, the guy running the day-to-day. A lot of talking cards on this. Talking Yanks recently. That, yeah, I mean, I think the Red Sox were playing a game of chicken with Bregman and Arenado, and we found out there was a real market for Bregman. Like, I had 3 years, 120 with opt-outs. That's a pretty wild contract. That, yeah, I wonder if the Cardinals were pawns in the game, that it was just to negotiate with Bregman, or I wonder if it was, the Red Sox were actually debating which way do we want to do this transaction. They went Bregman, who actually, I mean, he might be playing second base. We could talk about that in a little bit.
I think that was confirmed. That's their plan.
Start.
Someone's going to get hurt, though.
Yeah. I don't know. The Cardinals are in an interesting spot because I believe Nolan Arenado hasn't reported. He's been in trade talks all offseason. They agreed to a trade that he turned down. That, yeah, I guess for the Cardinals, they're in a little bit of a spot of how messy are they willing to get? Because it seems like Nolan Arenado's at this point where he's not going to go to Cardinals camp, which I don't know.
Maybe that's why he's saying that quote, so Arenado shows up. It's likely we don't trade him.
Right.
It's like, come put on a good display, Nolan. Show people you're healthy and walking around.
He'll play here, right? I don't know, man.
Yeah. Cash got to go do something, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, they don't have leverage in an Arenado trade because they don't have to move him.
Right.
And they can wait till the deadline or whatever.
The only thing we wouldn't know is if Cardinals ownership was like, the payroll's got to go, but Stroman would be a part of that. So that's where the Cardinals may have be so not interested in what the Yankees are offering.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they are.
I don't know if they are.
They are not, is what I was.
Yeah, they're interested in getting money off the books.
Yes. Which
they can do. Even taking on Stroman allows them to get, they could get $40 million off the books.
Right.
Still.
It's true. Yeah. Future money.
I'm trying to read this.
Okay.
Because there's a whole article about how Arenado's trade oddity is about to get awkward. Similar notes.
Awkward turtle. I feel like that was a big thing for you.
Awkward turtle?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's that? Oh, that was not me.
I think that was you. I think that was you, Aaron, and Allie.
I don't know what that is. That was not me.
Your hands were curious.
I've never done that. Mozeliak described the situation as an oddity and said the organization is opening spring training, traditionally a time for hope and optimism, with this over our heads. Damn. Jeez.
Doesn't sound good, right?
Jeez, Mo. Could something happen in the next week? Possibly. Could this go into camp? Possibly. So I don't have a definitive answer. Patience is required. I still think he's a professional baseball player, and he's currently a St. Louis Cardinal, and we all understand once you are here, you're pushing forward. Would that mean trying to accomplish something during spring training? Possibly. There are no guarantees at this point.
Possibly.
If you think back to when we started discussing the possibility of trading him, we thought all along that we could probably do something this offseason, but it just hasn't happened. Ultimately, I did not have a large list of teams, and it wasn't like there were 29 teams I could take him to, so I'm trying to navigate what I could work with. Obviously, it hasn't moved at the pace many of us had hoped for. In December, the Cardinals have had a deal in place with the Astros. Yeah. That's crazy. That seems like negotiating through media in a way to like the two teams remaining or one team remaining.
Well,
didn't I do an episode a long time ago saying that I was reading the tea leaves and it was Bregman to the Red Sox and they were doing all that nonsense? Or did I have it the other way?
I don't know.
I
I think we started leaning Arenado at one point, just because the Red Sox haven't operated in a Bregman way in a little bit.
Forget about that. I read two tweets back to back, and I said, my theory is I think it's.
I'd
I
like
don't
to
recall if
see.
you're talking about an episode more than the last episode we did.
No, it was a while ago. It's a month ago.
I'd like to see. Well, Arenado wise, again, he's got the no trade. He's kind of driving the bus a little bit, but we know that the Cubs, but the Cardinals trading with the Cubs, you don't see that. The Tigers also offered Bregman a bag. You wonder if even a team like Toronto could get involved. Toronto adding Max Scherzer and Nolan Arenado to like kind of change the vibes.
Well, they got to go. They have to want to go somewhere.
Exactly.
No one
So
wants to go to Toronto.
right,
That's the thing.
a lot of people don't.
I'd
But-
go there to visit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's. I
Living
guess
in a different country is a hard ask.
it seems like there's a next part of this conversation that's Nolan Arenado and the Cardinals being like, are you coming or are you open to going anywhere else? Because otherwise, you're not playing baseball, which that's what baseball players love to do traditionally.
This article says the most common return for Stroman or for Arenado would be Clark Schmidt.
No.
What is this article?
Who wrote that?
If they're
Alexander
paying
Wilson
100%.
written today. Sorry, Alexander.
Sorry, Alexander.
But I don't know where you're getting that from.
One of the Cardinals beat reporters has a Mo quote. He said that if Nolan Arenado wants to trade, he must expand the list of teams he would be to beyond 5. That list drops to 4 with the Red Sox now out. And the direct quote was, I think it would have to open up a little bit more. Yes, we've exhausted the others. And the Yankees aren't on that list of 5, now 4 that we knew of.
Right.
Who's on the list?
Not Yankees. Red Sox, Mets,
Dodgers.
Angels were weirdly on it.
Crazy. Rendon's out.
Yeah, Makata.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think Cashman's going to do something?
Arenado or nothing. I think
What would that mean for Stroman?
Stroman might not be part of Arenado. I mean, Stroman.
Right,
might,
but that's what I'm asking.
Stroman might go to the Marlins for nothing.
Okay, so you do think they'll make a...
They have to trade him now.
Gotcha.
At this point,
Okay.
seems like they've told him. But why? I
don't think they've told him. I think he's
just
telling
reading
them.
tea leaves.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Think he reads social media?
Yeah, but I think he has to know from his agent that the Yanks are shopping him. Like, he has to have some confirmed,
Definitely.
this is
but
happening.
We know that the Yankees are shopping him. you
We
know?
just, well, we don't, like, officially know. We're just guessing. It's never been, like, reported 100%.
Yeah, but I don't know. We've had a pretty good pulse on this. A guy making $18 million.
No, it
is
makes a
not
ton
in
of
the
sense, but I'm just
rotation.
saying, like, Cash or Boone, like, they haven't come out and been like,
We don't have like a direct quote from them, like on Yankee Hot Stove.
Yeah.
saying, like,
Yeah.
Gonna do.
We've
I
seen
mean, they're
that
probably
before.
trying to leverage.
With Gallo, they literally said, we're trading him.
Right.
We'll flip him by
they
the
snapped.
deadline.
Yeah.
The Arenado trade list from December. The 6 teams were Dodgers, Padres, Phillies, Mets, Red Sox, Angels. And then about a week later, he rejected that Astros trade.
It's a weird list. I wonder how that came to be. California teams and then East Coast teams not in New York.
Competitive
Good
teams.
teams where you can
Well,
hit
Mets
home
were one of
runs.
them.
Mets were on there.
Yeah.
Does he not like? A lot of times, the guys will take stadiums and stuff into effect. Like, is he not like
He's
that?
a massive pull hitter.
Yeah.
Yankee Stadium is a bad fit for him.
Yeah, interesting.
The assumption is Red Sox were his favorite of those 6 because stadium kind of built for him.
Well, I don't know what they're gonna do. They need an infielder because Bregman makes me scared of the Red Sox. Although his
Should.
numbers at Yankee Stadium suck.
Oh,
Roll through.
He's like the second best hitter at Fenway ever.
I know. I mean, that's what my instant reaction video was just like, he's gonna fucking like
Know who's first?
crush it. Arenado.
Ted Williams.
Oh.
Fenway Merchant.
Oh. He's a war hero.
He is. He's a hero.
Not Bregman. He's not. Hero to
That's a
some.
better
He's a hero to some, man.
Nice guy off the field.
Hero to some.
On the field, had to have a redemption arc because of the cheating.
Right.
Um,
Kind of did.
yeah. Although he did get like bullied by the vets on that team.
Yes.
They got to get an infielder.
Okay.
I think they're gonna try and get Arenado. I think that all this stuff from the Cardinals
Funny business.
is them saying like trying to negotiate
Right.
through the or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which
Could
happens
very
all
well
the
be
time. It's not
happening.
like that's some conspiracy that happens all the time. But I don't know.
There's a lot of Arenado to Boston rumors that, again, that could have been just negotiating with Bregman.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's what the tea leaves I was reading.
it
if I
could be
remember.
likely. And hey, if you're looking for a positive spin, if Nolan Arenado to the Yankees were to happen, I like it more now that Bregman's in Boston. I like it, pissy Arenado being like, okay, they took Bregman.
I just want the Yankees to react.
Right.
Like, and that's not always the most sensical, logical way to go.
Or the
You
way
know.
Cashman specifically does
Yeah,
things.
they lost
They
out on
hate
like
that.
Contreras, so they got Kiyagawa or whoever I forget the storyline. Whoever they lost out on,
Matsuzaka, I think.
lose on
Daisuke.
Daisuke. They lost out on Daisuke, so they went and got Kiyagawa.
Is there a
Backfired like
Daisuke
crazy.
doc coming out?
I don't know.
Okay.
You think so?
I'll get research on it. I feel like there's a doc coming out on one of the Japanese. I want to say it was Daisuke because it looked kind of cool because the whole Daisuke hubbub was so cool at the time.
Yeah.
Guy throws a new pitch. It's kind of a curveball. But nice, man.
Yeah.
Gyro ball's supposed to break
Is
everything.
he ever good? Like if I go to his
I think
baseball,
he had one good season and then like one half good. And then I think not.
me trying to spell his name's wild. I got to it. I just started basically slamming the key.
The 2008 season, his second full go-around was like full, really good. 167 innings, 2.9 ERA, 29 starts.
Ooh, 2-9.
Led the league in walks that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good year. The rest is all awful. Like
The
not
rookie
like,
year's decent.
like 5. Yeah, the rookie year's all right, but like the rest is like 5th in the rotation type guy.
Right.
If
Forgot he was on the Mets.
Everyone was.
Yeah. We got to watch the doc and you'll remember it.
Did anyone confirm that?
I couldn't find.
Okay. Then there might not.
One day,
Not an ad read. Go check out the Daisuke doc.
One day.
send us a Daisuke doc if you have one.
God, now this is going to suck because I'm the worst Googler ever.
Wait, hold on. This says that there's a documentary about Daisuke Matsuzaka called Matsuzaka Generation Spring
Oh.
for each of the 22-year-olds.
Like new?
Sounds like it was when he was 22.
So that documentary came out like
That come out in
20
like
years ago?
2003.
Guess so.
Okay. I'm starting to think it's not.
Daisuke's 44 now.
He's a YouTuber now. Is that what you heard about?
I don't know.
He's a YouTube golfer. He stunk. Tanaka's better.
Hey, we're back in 5.
You want to talk about these Loizaga quotes I teased so
Yeah,
hard?
you teased him pretty well.
They're dumb.
Okay.
Well, I'm just in a pissy mood
Yeah, that's okay.
because Devin Williams' chin, I felt bad for him. First time I felt real bad for a guy in a while.
I guess I'm a chinless fellow. I didn't get it. Like, I get he looks a little better with the beard, but people were acting like he couldn't come out
It was
as part
acting
of
like this was like the
society.
most
I mean,
iconic
people
beard ever.
always do it. They did it with Verdugo. I thought he looked the same, if not better, without it. They did it with Odor. I thought he looked way better without it. They do it with everyone. This was the first time I was like, fuck. Dude.
See, I have Verdugo looking worse than Williams.
You could just see the fact he showed up with the beard, his body language, like
Right.
he hates it. Looks like he was trying to the chin. It was the first time I was like, oh, I feel bad about that one.
I think I even saw our guy Dan Rourke was like, hey, I like he's kind of walking over on himself. He said, I like the beard policy, but can we just make it you can keep a tidy beard? Which is him saying, I don't like the beard policy.
I think that's what he's saying right now. Like, oh, it's
Yeah.
not good. Like, that's felt bad.
I won't say I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, which is one of the best Zoolander quotes out there.
Yeah.
For
What's
the
your
kids.
favorite quote from Zoolander 2?
No.
Okay.
I think Devin Williams looks good.
Yeah.
I think he's a handsome man.
Yeah. It's just
Like,
you
what?
see why he had the beard.
Again, I think this is coming from a beardless, chinless man, so my scope
You
has
don't have
changed.
a chin? You have a chin.
I think he looks good.
Yeah, the jowls are
There's a little more
sticking
cheek.
out more
I
than
get
the
it.
chin.
I get why
I don't
he
think he
prefers
looks
having
awful.
it.
I don't think he should be ashamed. He's still in a normal, but you can see he grows the beard
Right.
to help that situation, and now he can't have it.
You know,
I
I'm a
felt bad.
beard theorist, man. Devin Williams might be my ultimate test. Devin Williams has been as consistent as good as any player. If he's bad without the beard, then yeah, we got to get to the drawing board.
I typed in Devin Williams, no beard, and it's weird because other chinless people come up. No, I'm just
Bring
joking.
up a picture
It's
of me.
You come up, but you have a chin there. You don't look anything like him.
I don't
You
look
kind of look like
him.
Mr. Fucking Incredible there with how big your chin is. Jay Leno,
Wow.
huge chin.
That's nice.
Say more. Give me a boner.
If Conan was your chin,
No, it's funny.
yeah,
Our families are on social media, and sometimes you forget that.
yep.
Trev was being a loser on Talking Baseball, and we ended the Alonso signing reaction with he was like, oh, I think I might go throw on 2 towers tonight, Lord of the Rings. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to play with my 1 tower. And it got him pretty good. And then social team put that out, which I was like, okay, that's fine. I play in that lane. And then my mom liked that post.
Oh,
So
I'm
What's-
such a big fan of hers.
what's that about?
you think? And she knows.
She knows.
She knows about your tower.
Yeah. She cleaned it a lot. Early days.
Early days,
Way
yeah.
back.
I gotta clean my sons a lot.
All right.
It's tough because either he's like, "Don't do it," and then I gotta clean it,
All right.
and then sometimes he starts giggling, and that's worse.
Any reaction you kind of don't like is the cleaner there.
Toddlers are crazy.
I think the giggling's okay.
What? Yeah. Because I have to make it a joke to
Right.
do it. Yo, he's 3.
Right.
Him assuming the position for us to wipe his ass is fucking so wild. All my parents. I mean, he poops. I've taught him this because he has to, and then he's starting to wipe his own butt now, which is good.
Nice.
But everyone, you have a time you can't.
Right.
Physically, they can't reach. 'cause
Right.
Their bodies don't make sense. So he'll poop. And what he does is he needs me right outside the door. So I'm not allowed in the room. He'll go, no,
I respect that.
no. You stay out there. Stay out there. And then if I walk away from the door, Dad, you're not there.
Right.
So I have to be right
You have to be ready.
ready. Yeah. And then he goes, okay, me done, Dada.
Just full ankle grab, huh?
I had to teach him, like, you got to grab your ankles, otherwise I can't, like, fucking get it, you know?
And you just come in and then like wipe the butt.
Yep, flush. It's wild. having
Getting
kids.
close.
Worried meter about the Red Sox.
Give me, like, a range. Like, worried about the division, or, I don't know.
1 being carefree. You're on island time. You got a daiquiri in your hand. 10 being the movie Armageddon is real life.
I've never seen Armageddon, but it's end of the world, end of days.
Yeah.
Mine is, it's like a 7.5.
I think you'd like Armageddon.
Think so?
It's a great movie.
7.5.
Okay.
I think the division could be a battle right now. Like, I think we could get down to it. I was close to that, but I like the Yankee squad. I think I'm higher on the Yankees lineup than most everyone else. I think I'm in a way I'm just trying to tip the scale back because I think people have went too far. Even like Trev and other people like talking about it, like it's terrible. Like I'm like, it's not that
we're in peak off
They
season.
had 2 hitters last year.
We're in peak off season that teams that had a seemingly bigger off season, that's overshadowing the rest of the product.
Yeah.
Like in the NL West, the Padres are still really good, but they were silent up until a couple weeks ago. It was like, oh, Giants, Diamondbacks. And it's like they just signed Pivetta, which they're probably trading someone else. They've got their own shit going on. But it's like, wait, the Padres, like if you reset the teams and you did like, hey, this team got this guy, this team got this guy, you'd be like, wow, the Padres' full team had a nice offseason. That the Yankees are still really good. I think the Yankees have the best argument for the best team in the American League. I think the Red Sox have the argument for the second best team in the American League. And the way baseball works, that means the Red Sox could be better than the Yankees.
Yes, I agree with that. I'm not that worried about the Orioles, even though maybe I should be.
Orioles are tricky because Adley didn't play great last year.
Yeah, and their rotation doesn't, they don't have Burns anymore.
It doesn't wow, but also I think they think they're one of those teams that can figure out a rotation as long as they have, options.
Yeah.
And they have options.
They replaced Burns, across a few guys.
Bautista's back.
Charlie Martin.
If one of their kids is, good.
Yeah, I'm not saying I think the Orioles will be bad.
Yeah.
I just think the Yankees pitching defense is good, and the lineup needs some help. I think they'll get it at the deadline if they don't get it right now to balance it out and make it deeper.
And the Yankees are getting penalized more for having a bad World Series, but they were also at the World Series.
No, and losing Soto.
And they lost
and they adjusted their needs.
And they lost Soto.
And they lost Juan Soto, generational
But it's also
hitter.
people don't realize how bad the defense was last
Go
year.
through. I heard you say it to Trev today. Go through the worst, get us to medium, good speech.
Well, Glaber was he was 30th at defense at second base.
Correct.
Soto was 25th or bottom high 20s.
Defensively.
Defensively. I'm talking defense right now.
Right.
First base, we graded out poor defensively.
sides.
Yeah. But so the right side of the defense was collectively
Right.
maybe 30th, probably 28th highest.
Of competitive teams, easily the worst.
Yeah, of teams in the playoffs trying to win. And then offensively, I've done this before. At left field, they were 27th out of 30. First base, they were 30th out of 30. So Glaber's not around anymore. That means, and he's on the Tigers. So they're not going to be 30th in second base defense.
Right.
Tigers will be.
Right.
They just need to be better. Trev was like, so you replaced them with guys that are 15th. I'm like, that's great.
That'd be huge.
It'd be a huge
Big up.
upgrade to reasons why they lost in the postseason.
Right.
Now, Judge couldn't hit. That was a problem. But also, Glaber fields that ball from second base.
Right.
And Ohtani doesn't take third and then score the winning run. There's the little shit that they just allowed. If all that's cleaned up, and then the lineup, you get Soto out of there, that's hurts. They were still very easy to navigate at times. So we watch all those highlights from the Guardians and Royals series, and you're like, fuck, it was a tie.
Why'd they just pitched a stand?
It was a tie game in the 6th. Why? If the Guardians were managed, I like Vogt. I think it was one of the poorest managed series I've seen. If they were managed to not pitch to stand, and when the game could be tied, the Yankees get exposed thoroughly.
Right.
That the rest of their lineup is dead. There were 3 people.
If they went intentional walks to stand the whole series, there's a chance the Guardians win that series.
Or it's closer and the Yankees offense gets exposed more.
Yeah.
So I know they're not going to be top heavy, but there's a theory that you can be a better offense by being balanced
Right.
throughout rather than top heavy. I'm not saying they're better offensively without Soto. No. I'm saying
the lineup can feel a lot better.
Other parts of the team are a lot better.
Hey, what if Goldie's good? I know we've done the scary side. That'd be cool.
I'm rooting for that.
What if Dominguez is good?
You soured me on Goldie a lot.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
I was excited till we did that episode, and you were like, he can't
His
hit.
second half.
No, but then we broke it down. He can't hit righties. or lefties or whatever. He can't hit righties. He got all of his stuff from lefties.
Second half.
And so you scared me.
What about the second half?
I mean, I hope he's good. I'm just saying that
Right.
I have a lot of
He likes the porch.
I'm like
likes
I have
Judge.
conservative thoughts about it and reservations due to you.
He's so messed up.
You poisoned the well.
You are one twisted hombre.
Good shirt. I just think the Cashman has to respond. The Yankees. It might not be cash, money wise, like to Bregman. Go get. And Arenado's the only move, and like we've talked about it, not the perfect fit. Defense would be good. He's a balanced bat. I think he makes the lineup. That theory of like if you're balanced 1 through 8, 1 through 9, is that better than having two? He's a 270 hitter that's going to get on base at 310, whatever. Like hopefully the slug comes.
Right.
It would be a better. You can't
He
breathe.
He shouldn't be a negative.
Yeah, he shouldn't be a negative.
Be
So
a negative. You're not
We'd
sure
be
how
asking him to
positive.
come in as like the 6'7" guy.
those
so
those Loizaga.
What are those Loizaga quotes?
Loizaga
Hit him with it.
quotes.
You teased them.
Yeah, and then we'll get out of here. I gotta pull them up.
I have no idea if these are good, bad, optimistic, pessimistic,
What?
lipstick mystic.
Of what are?
You just, what I've been told, you've kind of, I don't want to say you've kind of soured the well on those Loizaga quotes, but
Poison the well? I am
no,
poisoning.
soured them.
I am
It's
poisoning.
a sour well.
Though these are it's fandom pandering quotes
Okay.
that I am
Okay.
saying no.
Okay.
But we think
you're
you'd kinda like.
blocking his shot.
Yes, he said.
He's putting this up.
Yeah,
no
he's
thank
trying
you.
to pander
Okay.
to fans. He's saying Jonathan Loizaga said he felt he owed it to the team and the fans to re-sign with the Yankees, paying him 4 times as much as Weaver and Tim Hill
Right.
and all the other relievers. Yo, Yankees felt they owed it to you. They overpaid.
They like you a lot.
Like, don't tell me you had better offers out there, Loizaga, and you came to us. Like,
Would you feel better if it came out that he got offered 1 for 7 from the Tigers?
yes,
Okay.
that's what I need for this quote to like feel good.
Who's his
because-
agent? Let's get his agent.
Because
on the
right
line.
now,
Otherwise, that you taking that as a fib.
I'm taking this as like, wait.
But he's a listener to the episode, so maybe he's just opening.
And
some
we
of his
waved at
quotes.
each other one time on the street.
Right.
I was driving
People
behind
forget
him and
about that.
Sessa. We saw each other in the mirror, and he waved to me.
ISC
But,
baseball.
And
ISM baseball.
I don't hate the contract because I don't think it's like he's getting overpaid to the point of killing the Yankees.
But he did get $5 million. Should not be the
We
8th
got-
or 9th inning guy.
We got $5 million, to not be the dominant setup guy, and he's going to miss half the year.
Right.
And he is he just is a walking injury.
Been injured a lot.
So, I'm not trying to knock him, but I
Right.
heard the reaction of like
You're souring the well a little.
fans are like on Reddit. They're like, a real one doesn't know what shit. It's like, guys, stop.
I think he had
gave him
BBD
a lot.
similar offers.
Reach out to ISN.
ISE.
Excuse me.
ISE baseball.
Reach out to ISE Baseball and ISN. See if they're getting anything
Reddit top
started.
3 posts on Reddit are like, dude owes nobody nothing. Like, yeah, yes,
be
and
like,
he and
hey,
he did
For-
it.
and
We
and
run
the
a
Yankees
prominent.
paid him.
We run a prominent Yankees podcast. We saw these Jonathan Loizaga quotes. We think they'd be awesome if you could give us maybe one example.
You could just assure us that he had at least 1 or 2
Did
other
Jonathan
similar
Loizaga
offers, which I believe he did.
have a better
Right.
offer?
I hate how much I come off like a hater here.
No, I see what you're
See
saying.
what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a hater, but
Jonathan Loizaga.
I'm reading the fan response, and now I'm feeling like, oh my god,
He's currently getting paid to be one of our setup men,
yes.
and we haven't seen him on the field.
I have no
in the year.
faith that he's going to be part of the team.
Right.
To quell
Right.
the fears of the people listening when you said miss half the year, that was taking they are still saying he'll be back in April, but that's you like
Hedge and
protecting
bets.
yourself
Hedge and bets.
when you said we'll miss half the year.
We have to do PPP soon, and we have like the next one we're doing. Spoiler is Hamilton and Loizaga, and like to me, I'm just going to shrug 5 times, and you,
Right.
and you talk for 10 minutes because
Slambio.
they could
Like
not,
you when
they
you're
could
out there.
not be part of the pen,
Right.
and I would be like, yeah, I kind of had to plan that into my map. Weaver, Devin Williams, Cruz, they're gonna get run. I know they're gonna be around.
What was
I
that
don't
last name?
Cruz. I don't know if they're gonna get results, but injury wise, like one of Hamilton and Loizaga could throw 5 games and then
Right.
be hurt, and no one should be shocked. Like they're not penciled in.
I see you giving Jonathan Loizaga an award this year.
I like him, so I'll
Yeah.
give him one. Read all the awards he got in the past.
Oh, I don't know.
That'll
Hold
take us
on.
home.
Okay. I could. They better be right.
Again, like
That Loaizaga contract.
it was.
They better be right.
It was bizarre when it happened.
right.
He got the Mighty Soul Award. He got
Mighty
the right.
Soul?
Yes, that was from Jake. Jake also gave him the Right Out of the Oven Award.
It's hot.
Ready to go. Lasagna.
Yeah, that's an MFer. That's an MFer. Jake gave him the Don't Yell at Me Mom Award. Jake gave him the Piggyback Award.
So it sounds like you're giving Laza a lot of
Like,
awards.
You gave him and IKF combined the Canely Award.
Me?
Yes, that was in 2022.
I gave him a combination award.
Yeah.
Finley.
Him and IKF received an award called the Canely Award. So it's
Who-
kind of
if
a
you
weird
remember
triple
that
name.
award and what it was about,
Comment below.
comment that below.
That was a series against the Rays. Looks like probably in August.
Canely.
I mean, maybe was that when IKF pitched?
You 2021. You gave him the Mommy's Milk Award.
Jake did.
You did Mommy's Milk.
I gave Loaizaga an award called Mommy's
Ever
Milk.
think about that?
I don't think I did. I think if we play that back, you said it, and I said, Jake, that's actually.
No.
I think I
way.
said,
Don't
I'm actually going to steal
spin
that.
your mommy's
I'm
milk.
gonna steal
2021
Hey,
Twin Series.
Don't spin that mommy's
A week later, Jake gave him the No Ickies Award.
No
oh,
ickies.
he doesn't like Ickies.
No
No
Ickies.
ickies.
What was the
Lucky
Mommy's
number
Milk Award? I'll
11.
just watch it on my way home.
I'm not coming around on
Twin
ickies.
Series 2022.
Mushrooms are kind of in the club right now. I'm in on mushrooms.
In what way?
Onions are so far out. Like I'll put mushrooms on an omelet. I'll have mushrooms on a burger. Like I enjoy mushrooms now. They used to be in the icky bucket.
Yankees win another Twin Series.
Kind of in on pickles. I was in between on pickles for a while. I think I'm in.
Nice. I like that. On their own?
I would.
Mm.
Like normally that was a once a year for me. I like that. Find out if I like this.
I'm like a twice a year on that.
Yeah.
I like pickles on stuff, though. I don't
yeah,
mind that at all.
pickles, good Greek
just like
bowl,
Good Greek bowl.
Sammy.
I like sandwiches.
Thank you. You looking for mommy's milkers right now? It seems.
Whatever. I don't know if it was this series. But here, we're laughing a lot, so maybe we'll play this. Yep.
Jim, I have the best news in the world for you. Okay. The Jealous Gambler Award goes to Joey Gallo. You had it.
I had it. Shit it was all over.
That's funny out of context, huh? Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Mommy's
That was
milk.
funny out of context.
We all got the context, and we laughed
That's
along
a
with
that's
us.
a good way
Oh,
to
it was
end.
in 2021.
That's a good way to end.
That's on me.
That's a good way to end a stand-up set. It was funny.
Kevin Nealon. I was great. You had a good time.